I'm going to attempt to make a pie crust in here. I've made this pie before, but I could not find the exact recipe I used. So I looked online and this is very close to it. So we're going to give it a whirl. This is budget meals under $5. I have the lemons. I am making the pie crust, you know. Doesn't call for, it only called for a cup of flour. So it's going to be very economical. Let's see if I can do this anymore. This is hosted by Brenda at Maniac Grammy's Homestead. You can go over and watch her. She comes up with some really wonderful ideas for budget meals under $5 to go along with so many other collaborations she's involved. First thing, I'm going to put everything in this. It calls for a cup of flour. It calls for some salt. This is the little recipe I'm using. Half a teaspoon of salt. I'm going to put it right here. Does that look like about a half teaspoon? Must be. Thereabouts. This recipe calls for butter and oil. And 3 tablespoons right in here. I'm going to let that overflow just a little bit because there's always a little bit left in the bottom of this. A tablespoon and a half of butter, and I melted that already. And then 3 tablespoons of water. That doesn't look very good, huh? Now, I've already got my oven preheated. How much? So I'm going to start with a fork here. Now, you know, I've done this before and it turned out good. Now, and then I'm going to make a pie. I'm going to make it in the microwave. A lemon pie. Now, I've made the other kind before, but I've never made a lemon one. Now, I think with the butter in here, it would really be pretty good. Now, I have to keep... Now, I'll probably get my hands in here. I did wash them well before, so I will be sticking my hands in here pretty soon. Have you ever made a pie like this? In with the hands, but you know what I'm going to do? Oil in this right here, where I can have it on my hands, where my hands don't stick. How's that? Have you ever done this? I have before, but it's been a while, so this is easier than using that fork for now. Now, whether this will go up on the sides of this pie crust, I'm not sure. Let me get a little bit more oil. You can buy a pie crust, a little or nothing, but you know, who don't have, and by the way, you see that? Somebody, I had purple on the other day and somebody said, oh, your bruise matches your outfit. It's true, it did. Now, I just about got this, push this out to fill this whole thing out. This wouldn't be a bad, I guess, for whole pie, wouldn't be bad. No more fat than it has in it compared. I'm glad I put that oil in there. No, you might not get it quite as even here. What is it? Frank Sinatra sang the song, My Way. Well, today's going to be my way of making this pie crust. Isn't it funny? Do you ever notice this? Things you say, it brings a song to your mind. So many times that happens to me. Then again, I just finished my 5 today. Yeah, I think I've got more crust on that side than this side. Now, I'm going to bake this crust because I'm making a lemon pie. You put it in your pre-baked pie shell. It's down the side. And maybe I can encourage somebody to give somebody a try. Now, most of the things, when you do this kind of thing, you think, oh, okay, I could do better than that. That's part of the plan, you guys. Puff up a little bit in the oven. I still think this is too thick over here. And then we'll put it in the oven, and I'll get started on the lemon meringue. Years ago, we got this little Black & Decker juicer. I got a little bit of the zest off of it. This works good for oranges too. Okay, look at that. That's pretty nice. It called for one of the recipes I read, and I'm making do in this recipe part. Half a cup of lemon juice in some of the recipes, and then 1.5 cups of water. Remember, this is a lemon pie, so it's not calling for milk. How we got to remember. Let's lay this aside and see what I got here. See if I got almost a half cup. Well, I'd say that's a half a cup, or close to it. We're all for zest, and I moved my microwave over here in this corner by my stove, so you'll see a little different setup here. Use 2 eggs, separate them. Now I'll be beating up this for meringue. I can't tell you that's a beautiful pie crust, but I can tell you it probably tastes good. When you do yours, you can do it much better, I'm sure. I'm putting all this, not in this. I'm doing this in the microwave. I want to make sure it's really beat up good. I'm going to put all of my ingredients in here, half. Calls for salt. That might be more than an 8. And it calls for 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. Now I think I'm going to put just a tad more cornstarch in there. Like we know what we're doing. We're going to use 3 of these. And we're going to go like that. 3 of them. Putting the lemon and the water. And here's a half of this. And then we're going to go with another. That will make 2 cups of liquid. Okay, here we go. I'm going to beat this up. Then I'm going to put it in the microwave and cook it. Have you ever done that? Here we go. I added a little teeny bit more sugar. Okay, now it's going in this bowl. That's because that was a hard thing to do. It's in the microwave for 3 minutes. I moved it in the corner. There's my stove. There's my sink. And I'm looking backwards. 3 minutes in this microwave. Okay, 3 minutes has come and gone. Need to use a pot holder every time. That's it. There, I'm beating it. Making sure. Then it's going back in. 2.5 minutes has come and gone. Let's see it. 2.5 more minutes. We're done. I'm not sure this will set more. Now, let me tell you, I showed my sister Barbara how to make this like this in the microwave. Used box mix, Jell-O brand 1. And she did that. I think I'm going to call that quit because I just don't know. We might have pie soup. And I cut a piece of butter off right here, going in the pie shell. Done the vanilla like this, but I never used lemon, so that's the difference. Ooh, nice and lemony. That's 2 eggs. This is one thing I've never used a recipe for. I was at a little drop of salt in my meringue, and I always put a pinch of cream of tartar. Now, why do I do that? A lot of recipes call for it that I've seen. Now I've already got to use this, so I'm going to use this side and put a pinch. Now I already got my little handy dandy hand mixer out that I've had for years. I will be putting sugar in here, vanilla in here too. Okay, that's probably more than I'm going to use, but it might not be. Okay, you see it? Okay, here we go. anymore. I got it more than enough sweet. And I'm in my holy crust. You guys, look. Looks like it's, can you see? This meringue, now if you wanted it really thick on here, you would put more. But I'll tell you what, Brenda, I'm pretty sure this is under $5. And now, if you went to buy a pie like this at the store, I'm going to say probably pretty good. It's got to be good, you guys. Now I'm going to do some spreading here. Putting vanilla, which I have done in the past. And I probably would have, but I forgot it. Would you believe? You know, my Richie, my wonderful hubby that's went on to be with Jesus, he didn't really care so much for meringue. And I'd always say, oh, I'll eat your meringue. Okay, in the oven. I'll be back to show you the final picture. Well, here it is, you guys. It looks pretty good. I'm going to let it set just a little while. Don't forget to check on budget meals under $5. I'm sure this is under $5. And most places you couldn't buy it for that price. Now, some of them might not be quite this skimpy, and some of them might be. You never know. I'm going to take a screenshot of my altered recipes. I'll leave those on. I do want to tell you where I got the original idea. Of course, this is not from me. I don't remember where I got the crust one. That's been a long time. Amy at Colored Valley Cooks. And also then the Farming Pastor's Wife. They both did this, and that gave me the idea, and I made it several times since. And what I loosely followed the pudding recipe with changes is Dining on a Dime cookbook. So there's some where I got some of these ideas. I was just thinking, I'm getting tired. This has been a long day. Church this morning, lunch with our friends, live at the piano, and then I came in here and started cooking. That's a long day. For that, be sure and check out Maniac Grammy's Homestead and budget meals under $5. You'll find lots of good things there. Okay, I think I've stayed long enough. I hope you'll come back every time. I have Thursday BookTube, and then Thursday New to Me. And I have Friday's hauls. So I'll be back. Oh, this is going to be good. Here it is, you guys. Now, I did not put this in the refrigerator. If I would have, it might have. And it's been, what, an hour? Let me show you. It's still a little soft, but it's set more than I dared hope it would. It's so good, though. Thank you for watching today. I hope you enjoyed this. I pray you'll be blessed. Don't forget, Jesus loves you. Come on back tomorrow, and I'll look forward to seeing you.